All right, this podcast has officially started. No fucking intro,
right.
no nothing, because Gabe's internet fucking sucks.
Keep it going. I don't care.
Jesus.
Fucking unedited podcast this week.
Exactly. Fuck's sakes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Last Fan Standing podcast episode. I don't even know anymore because this has just been crazy.
96 bingo numbers. You are.
Jesus Christ. On the line. Okay, first of all, on the line with us, we have our buddy who is in the process of getting stoned right now, Mr. Gabe Vinals from New York. How are you doing, bud?
Hey, what's going on, Justin and Nick? Thank you guys for fucking having me, and thank the you streamers for being patient.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I find it very ironic that this is the podcast where we've fucked up like the most, but we have the most viewers. We've never had this many viewers.
Listen, well, I mean, you can't count me because I'm number like 3. I'm watching it right now too.
True enough. But still, we've had like 6 different people on here, which is pretty good.
Which is odd because, I mean, there's one time when we basically had nothing to talk about and we had to wing it.
Right.
And that was the second to last time that we had the most viewers. And tonight,
right.
Well, I mean, I think we're gonna have a lot of interesting things to say because wrestling actually, I feel like wrestling is starting to get really good again. So I feel like we're gonna have some interesting shit to talk about.
You know, I 100% agree. I actually think the WWE product is starting to improve.
yeah.
Now it's really funny because we actually have a lot of shit that we're going to talk about on this. We're going to talk some WWE. We're going to talk some TNA. Very little.
Oh God.
Yeah, no worries.
How about none? How about none? Can we do none? Because like, I also saw something that scared me, but we'll touch back on that in a bit.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some Twin City Wrestling because we had a show, of course, that Nick and I went to a little while ago. We also have another show upcoming, which is fantastic.
2 shows.
2 shows, exactly. And we're even going to talk some Ultimate Championship Wrestling. Is everybody excited for that?
I have no clue what UCW is all about.
Exactly.
But I'm down.
I'm
down.
But he's down. That's what matters. He doesn't know what it's about, but he's down. So why don't we actually start there because it's going to be kind of fun to just sort of rag on it a little bit, anyways.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, UCW Ultimate Championship Wrestling is a promotion that runs sort of in the Maritimes, mostly just in Nova Scotia. They used to run in Bridgewater relatively frequently, I think, but they haven't run a show down here in it's been over a year now.
Yeah.
Because we went to the last one. UCW advertises itself, and this is mostly for like Gabe and other people that don't know about UCW. UCW advertises themselves as the home of the WWE legends.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and by WWE legends, I'm just pulling up their website here, and I'm not going to give them a plug by telling you what the website name is, but
good boy.
Exactly. But when we say WWE legends, these are the names that we mean. Okay, so last year we had Bret the Hitman Hart. You know what? Legit. Cool. He's a legend. Bushwhacker Luke. Not both the fucking Bushwhackers. Bushwhacker Luke.
What happened to the other one?
He's probably fucking dead. I don't know.
dead or probably coked up.
Yeah, something like that. The genius Lanny Poffo, who's Macho Man Randy Savage's brother, who also apparently famously once sucked his own dick in the locker room.
Wow,
yeah.
I got to applaud for that.
That's it's pretty goddamn impressive. Chavo Guerrero apparently is a WWE legend. Apparently all you have to do to be a WWE legend is win the tag titles once. Zing. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, legit. He's a legend.
Legit. That's legit.
Rick Steiner is kind of half of a legend. More a legend in NWA than in WWE, but still.
Anybody could do without a Steiner.
Exactly. Fucking Viscera. Or if you don't know Viscera, King Mabel.
Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V. He's from down your neck of the woods. He's from Harlem.
Yo, fuck that nigga. Yo. I'm not from Harlem. I'm from Queens, bro.
No, I know you're not from Harlem, but it's the same fucking state. Jesus Christ.
Not even the same state. They're close to like whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, back to wrestling.
Back to wrestling. Before we get into a geographical fucking debate here, the Nasty Boys, who were at the show last year that UCW ran at the exhibition.
Oh God!
With legitimately the worst steel cage match in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, one was in a foot cast.
One at a broken
before we
fucking
move
foot.
on. Wait,
yes.
You said the magic word, nasty boys. Before we move on, can I just tell you, like when those guys take back bumps, it's like they're just falling backwards. Like they can't even fucking bend at the waist anymore. Those guys are done.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And this is
why would you waste money hiring them?
But these, I mean, these are the people that fucking UCW will bring in. Honky Tonk Man, fledgling legend, really. Al Snow, nowhere fucking close to a legend. Fucking Billy Gunn, arguably did his best work in a tag team. Brutus the Barber, fucking.
Billy Gunn, then.
What's that?
I don't know. I feel like the New Age Outlaws deserve a spot. Like those guys are pretty much legends in my book.
That's
Road
true.
Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn are legends in my book, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I can't see it any other way because you look at wrestling now and you look at wrestling then. It's like no other tag teams had that charisma. Like you have Hardy Boys and the Dudleys, and they worked well together and they were extreme and shit. But when you just had to have like a mid card match, like if you were a booker. Those guys are solid to have them like on a mid card because they're charismatic. People stay for them. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
fair.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, so like, basically, this is you see where I'm going with this. Like, they call themselves the home of the WWE legends. Pretty fucking debatable, right? Jesus.
Yeah.
And the only reason that we're even really talking about UCW right now is that today they made the announcement of their roster for their Summer Explosion 4 tour.
Ooh.
Yeah, Summer Explosion in fucking August.
What is that?
I wonder how many tours in this state are going to be canceled.
Yeah, really. Gabe, in case you don't know, UCW kind of has this problem with canceling shows with like 24 hours notice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not good.
All of them?
Yeah, they just fucking cancel them all. But yeah, so, I mean...
You know why they cancel, right? They're doing some terrible things. Like, first of all right, here's what the problem is. Their roster is entirely way too huge.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying these guys. They're paying these guys way too much money, probably, and they're not selling enough pre-orders. Like they're not selling enough pre-sale tickets to justify them being there. So it's fucked before it even started.
Oh, without fucking question.
It's like trying to sell a record that no one knows about. Like your fucking par level is like 10,000 units, and meanwhile you have like 95 likes on Facebook. Like you're not going to do anything in the first week. You're going to do like 2.
Yeah,
Gonna be your friend and mom.
Fucking exactly. There's just a fucking lot of problems with UCW, but fucking check this lineup. Check this awesome lineup. This is going to be UCW is going to be making a comeback with this fucking lineup of WWE legends. Even before I say this, a couple of days ago, a fake poster was posted on the UCW Facebook page that advertised that they were bringing in fucking John Morrison, I think Carlito, and fucking Sting.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, John Morrison, I believe, because he's been around, like he's getting back into like wrestling,
right?
The indie circuit. But Sting,
we really fucking wanted to believe it, but it was deleted within like 2 minutes, and it was like, oh no, this isn't who's actually coming. But here's who's actually coming.
Oh, Ustreamer 278067 says, okay, with all due respect, that is not the problems in UCW. I just want to say, like, I was speculating. I don't really know what UCW is, but I'm just speculating. I mean, it could be part of the problem. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that is the problem, but I'm saying that as a company, as any company, whether it's wrestling or anything, the reason I know this is because I work in the music business, and when the reason someone cancels a show is because they're not selling enough pre-order tickets, which means that they're not going to sell enough door tickets, which means that they're not going to sell enough merch, which means that they're actually going to owe the club when they get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that is the problem, but definitely if you start seeing a trend of anybody canceling any date, any shows, that means that there's serious background problems happening.
Well, this most recent cancellation was the reason that was put out on Front Street anyways was one of the guys that does their ring crew that is like really close with the main promoter was sick and in the hospital, and I guess the main promoter was just just dying. Like he was just like, he was so fucking upset, and like, a promoter's got a lot to do on the day of a show. So I mean, that was basically the reason why they canceled the last show, which
fucked up.
The fans really didn't like, but I guess it's understandable. But
well, if someone dies and he's kind of like important, then of course, you know what I mean. I mean, but at the same respect, I don't know, it sucks because you have to. In any situation like that, you can't just trust anybody with your baby. You know what I mean? If you're the promoter, if you're a promoter, you have to love that shit. You have to put that shit together. Like Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman believed in ECW. He didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? He had half his roster working for free in the first 10 years of his fucking startup.
Yeah, exactly. But
you got to have dudes that believe in that.
Yeah. In any case, here is your roster. Here is your big names that they're bringing in for the Summer Explosion 4 tour. Are you ready to get hyped?
All right, cool.
All right.
Tito Ortiz.
No, it's not fucking Tito Ortiz, but we're going to get to that shit. We are going to fucking get to that shit. Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Get out.
Has to be fucking 80 by now. Harry Smith, the son of the British Bulldog.
No one even knows what the fuck he does.
No, but I don't even know where he is. He's flipping burgers somewhere and is like, "Yo, dude, you want to come on this maritime tour? Fuck yeah."
Fuck yeah, you're gonna pay my rent the next month?
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Leo Burke, who we saw last year, if you remember, Nick.
Yeah.
Leo was
when
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
down.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Leo is a legend around here. He's an icon from maritime wrestling, but the dude's 80, so he's just kind of there to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's there for morale.
Exactly. And of course, fucking Bushwhacker Luke.
Just one. Just one.
Just the one. Just fucking one
so
Bushwhacker.
You have to march. You have to march with your right arm limp, and your left hand goes up to your fucking forehead.
Exactly. But yes, so that is the state of fucking Ultimate Championship Wrestling now, and I honestly think that the fucking company is either scared or embarrassed to run another show in Bridgewater. Because
they gotta do something, bro. As a company that you have money riding on it, you gotta do something.
Yeah, absolutely. But just they gotta be so fucking embarrassed from that last show, because that last show was fucking garbage.
Man.
Was it did someone pull a Scott Hall? Did someone show up and just be fucked up the entire match?
No, and it wasn't even that, but they were fucking. The show was headlined by the Nasty Boys, and one of the dudes had a fucking broken ankle or a broken foot or whatever, so he was in a goddamn foot cast.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and the matches weren't great. I mean, the main match was a cage match. And it took them about 50 minutes to try to assemble the cage. And then the match wasn't that great at all on it.
Wow, they must have had a shitty crew.
Yeah, but you know what? God, for their sake, God bless the fact that you don't have to pay the South Shore Exhibition to be there. The South Shore Exhibition will pay you to be there.
Hold on. This guy, Ustreamer278, he says, I don't want to toot my horn, but they haven't returned since I left. Fact.
Yeah, that's.
I'm wondering, dude, do you work for them? I think you made mention that actually you did work for them.
Yeah, I think that's.
If you could shed some light.
Yeah, I think that's Doug. Doug did work for UCW. Doug now works for Twin City Wrestling, and it's it's absolutely fucking true. They have not returned since Doug left that company. As Doug was Doug was not to discredit anything that Doug did, but Doug was kind of the Flava Flav of UCW. He was the fucking hype man. He was the reason that fucking UCW really came down here. Exactly. And then he fucking left, and they're just like, well, we never have to run that town again, apparently. Because that seems to be the way that it's happened.
I commend you for going. I commend Doug. Yeah, I commend you for going out here. Whoa, we got 5 viewers. Holy shit.
I know, fucking A. People love this shit.
I say straight up, this dude Doug, because like I commend you for doing that because I used to wrestle for a while too, a very long time ago. When I was like 18. Well, not. Damn, it's kind of scary to say that's almost 10 years ago. But when I was 18, I wrestled in Brooklyn, this place called LIWF, and it was a pretty cool place. You know, I learned a lot there. I learned a lot from the people there, and it was pretty nice. But unfortunately, they folded because, you know, niggas is stupid. They don't know how to, you know, put money back in the company.
Right. Straight
up, like they'd be like, all right, motherfucker. Like this dude, I know, no joke. His name was Lathon. His ring name was Tower of Terror because he was like 6'8".
Okay.
Nice.
So, he was just some straight up Puerto Rican dude from the block, and every time I saw him, he'd be like, yo, motherfucker, you got your motherfucking gym dues, motherfucker? I'm like, yeah, Lathon, I got it right here. So it was like $10 for ring time and the waiver, right? Yeah, no problem, motherfucker. Just don't break your motherfucking neck and sue me, motherfucker. And he would let me fucking run shows. He let me do whatever the fuck I wanted.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't care. Because he was just so doped up. And it's so crazy to see like all these, it's funny. But, yeah, man, I commend this dude Doug for doing that shit. And I don't know if he would wrestle. I don't know what his position was, but that shit is... It's no joke when you're like running an independent company. Then you pretty much are going day to day. Like you don't know if you're gonna be able to fucking put the lights on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a big thing, dude. I congratulate you.
But you know what? That's fucking enough talking about UCW. It makes my head hurt. It's a shitty fucking company. It doesn't appear like it's ever gonna run this town again. Because hopefully not. But you know what? I would fucking love to go to a show just so I can sit there in the front row in my Twin City Wrestling t-shirt and just be like, this show sucks.
Yeah.
But in any case, so fucking A. So let's move on to some wrestling that matters. Now, not a whole heck of a lot more, mind you, but we're going to talk a little bit about TNA. And it's something that Gabe fucking mentioned a little earlier when he referenced Tito Ortiz. Fuck my terrible. Life.
FML, nigga.
Jesus Christ. Nick, I don't know whether you were actually able to see this or not. TNA for the last couple of weeks has been running these promos with a hashtag August 1 warning. So you're thinking like, oh, okay, maybe somebody's going to be coming into the company. And then you start thinking about like wrestling free agents.
Right.
And you start thinking like, oh, geez, maybe they might be bringing in somebody that's going to, you know, I don't know, be exciting, be good or whatever. So it gets down to August 1st and there's this big showdown in the middle of the ring between the two major factions right now, which is Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
And fucking the main event Mafia, which is like Sting, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Magnus, these guys.
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
How did that DOC get fired so quickly? Like, what the fuck?
I have no fucking... Was DOC fired?
Yeah, he was released. Like,
oh, he was released?
Yeah, I think his contract expired and they didn't want to re-sign him or something. But that's so stupid. Like,
oh,
he was a big... Yeah, Doug knows, yeah.
Oh, fucking A.
Like, It was really recent, but it's stupid. Like, how would you release someone who's a vital member of Aces and Eights gone just like that? Like, oh, no explanation.
Yeah, peace
like,
out,
what
fuckers.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's.
And this is why this is where TNA fucks up because they're inconsistent with their storylines. This is where TNA starts to put their own fucking foot in their mouth.
Exactly.
And this is what pisses me off about them because when I first started watching TNA before TNA became WCW Part 2,
right?
I call TNA WCW Junior.
You know what? I don't even give it that much credit. It's fucking WWE light.
No, it wouldn't. You can't compare to WWE because at least the WWE now has been trying. Even though, like, dude, what kind of scared me was when you watch, like, all right, it's UCW. UCW.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Oh, dude, you have to watch this fucking awesome independent dude. I think they're called FSW or some shit. I don't know.
Okay.
They have this thing. Me and my friend Dennis chant OSG. This dude named Old School Gideon, and they used to and they wrestle. They do backyard wrestling on trampolines, and it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Oh, fuck.
And they have these funny ass names, but the crazy thing about it is like they actually put on a legit show. Like they have like whatever little production they have, whatever they have available to them, they really work hard to put together. Like they made basically like an entranceway with like a boombox next to 2 trampolines on a farm somewhere. It's ridiculous. And they made these tables out of milk crates and fucking plywood. And this dude did like a crazy splash, like a 6-foot splash off of like a trampoline and like just splashed that dude through a table. And then everyone's like, OSG, OSG, Old School Gideon.
Oh my God.
Yo, I like this nigga too, yo. Shit.
Fuck.
You come to New York City, smoke weed with me anytime, motherfucker. Shit.
Jeez, do not invite fucking Doug down to New York to smoke weed. We'll never see him again.
We'll probably go to fucking House of Glory.
Oh,
and you know
Jesus.
what's funny? How you guys ever hear of House of Glory?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, dude, you guys know who the Amazing Red is?
Yes.
All right. He basically owns a wrestling school in Brooklyn, New York called House of Glory.
All right.
And it's pretty cool. And they've been around longer than a year, so I'm glad because like most wrestling places shut down like from a year to 2 years. So these guys have been around for a while, and like they have Jay Lethal stopping sometimes. I think Matt Stryker is working there too. Like
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah. So I always wanted to enroll, and I have a day job, and I'm trying to put out music, and I always wanted to like enroll just to like do it as kind of just get back into it and just release some steam. You know what I mean? Not even try to get signed or anything, but
Yeah.
they only operate from fucking 1 to 5:30 in the daytime from Monday through Friday.
Oh,
what
shit.
kind of bullshit is that?
That's a weird time.
These niggas is dumb.
Sounds no fucking credit cards either. Cash only. No paper trail. Fuck.
No, that we all know. That's everybody in New York City.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Fair enough. Good
no
point.
questions asked, nigga. You got the cash? Good. Let's go.
So, fair enough. Getting back to this fucking TNA abortion, and it's kind of it's kind of cool how you mentioned like DOC getting released, and like TNA released a bunch of guys because they said it was for for the whole economics of the thing, like finances is whatever, and that's one of the big reasons that I fucking hate corporate wrestling. But now now it makes sense why they released these actual fucking wrestlers, because of who they brought in for the goddamn hashtag August 1 morning. Motherfucking Tito Ortiz.
That is terrible.
Nick, do you know who
TCW.
Tito? Yeah, exactly. Nick, do you know who Tito Ortiz is?
Name rings a bell.
Okay. Tito Ortiz is
terrible, but it started going downhill, bro, when Rampage was in that shit.
Well,
I knew when Rampage
exactly.
got signed, I was like, oh, fuck this.
Exactly. Nick, the Rampage he refers to as Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson and Tito Ortiz were mixed martial arts fighters in the UFC for a long time. Tito Ortiz was considered for a lot of years like, probably the best light heavyweight fighter in the world, because he was like one of the godfathers of what they called like ground and pound. So basically what ground and pound was I take you down and I punch you in the face until the referee pulls me off.
Right.
And like his ground and pound was like pretty much it was fucking amazing, and nobody knew what to do with it. But he was one of these dudes that stayed around so long that mixed martial arts caught up to him. And then like everything that he was doing really well, everybody else was doing just as well, if not better. So he kind of retired and got out of mixed martial arts, or so we thought. And then now he fucking shows up in TNA opposite Rampage Jackson, who is part of the Main Event Mafia, I guess, for this fucking storyline. And the whole thing, the only fucking reason they're doing this is because Rampage Jackson and Tito Ortiz are going to have an MMA fight on the first ever Bellator pay-per-view. And it's fucking dumb. Like, Spike TV owns both Bellator and TNA, or has like working agreements with both of them, basically. So it's just fucking terrible. Like, it's just not good. Like the whole story has written itself.
No, they're breaking down the wrestling barriers. You see, professional wrestling is a fucking male soap opera. MMA is supposed skill. If you ask me, Pride, I will always watch a fucking Pride fight over an MMA fight. If you ask me personally,
Oh, without
but
question.
I will say MMA has, you do have to have skill to fight in MMA, even though the rules are way more stricter and niggas be pussy in MMA. But
No question
you
about
know,
it.
that goes without saying, though. Yeah, basically, yeah, you're right, bro. They are using TNA to hype Bellator. He's absolutely right. And the sad thing is, WWE is just getting over all this, because you know why Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk is gonna be big shit. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to compete with also the WWE at the same time. They're thinking like, oh well, since the WWE brought back Brock Lesnar and he has an MMA history, let's just do that times 10.
Right. Yeah,
It seems to be
exactly.
working for the WWE. It'll work for us. It doesn't work like that, bro.
No, because
your product is way different.
Exactly.
TNA is supposed to be the alternative. TNA is supposed to be ECW right now.
I love people that call TNA the alternative to WWE, because I'm like, in what fucking way is TNA the alternative to WWE right now?
It's totally
It's not, because it's terrible. You know it's terrible when you're watching Disney wrestling on WWE. Like, yeah, it's Disney wrestling. I consider it Disney wrestling.
Exactly.
That's what it is. But anyway, I find it interesting when I watch that and I watch TNA, and I'm like, yeah, the skill level in TNA is amazing, and the wrestling is 10 times better when you have mid-carders like see, fucked up shit like that overshadows Austin Aries and fucking Bobby Roode. You know what I mean? Those two guys work really well together and apart and everything. Like, come on. Fucking Austin Aries is an amazing athlete, and he needs to be in the WWE right now. Like, Austin Aries to the WWE would give, you know what I mean? Like, it would give fucking, like, imagine someone like him wrestling someone like Kofi, both with great, amazing athletic ability. That would be a great fucking mid-card match right there.
Yeah. And somebody on YouTube was like, I was watching a video about this whole hashtag August 1 warning. By the way, I'm just going to say this on the stream for everybody in the fucking chat. It was rollerball, you dumbasses, not slam ball. Jesus. Get your fucking shit together. Fat guy that watched TV all the time knows his shit. All right, anyways. I was watching a video on YouTube talking about this whole whatever. And somebody in the comments was like, they were just talking in general sort of about TNA. And it was like, you can have the fucking best talent in the world, but if they're in a nothing program with no direction and a ton of money behind it, but again, no real creative direction, it doesn't matter how fucking good your talent is. And that's TNA to me right now. TNA has phenomenal talents. Just great talents, but there's no creative direction behind it whatsoever. It's fucking Vince Russo. Like, I mean, it's not good creative direction behind it at all. And when you have no creative direction, it doesn't matter how good your wrestlers are.
Right.
You know who I would snag up if I was a WWE? Check this out. If I had like a bunch of cash and I was Vince, I would be like, all right, Sabin, you're coming. Daniels, you're coming. Rude, you're coming. Who else? Yeah, Aries, you're coming. AJ, you're coming. Samoa Joe, we've wanted you for a while. You're coming. Yep. Angle, we'll fucking have you back, even though you just got arrested for a DWI.
Jesus. And you're fucking Jeff Jarrett's ex-wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever.
Hardy, yeah. Let's get you and your brother back. That's quick ratings right there. If the Hardy Boys reunited on WWE, think how much ratings.
To see that.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. It's too bad Jeff Hardy. Like, Jeff Hardy is stupid because he's settling right now because he fucked up with drugs and he thinks that WWE will never take him back.
Right.
But Jeff Hardy's he's old, bro. I think he's
WWE just fucking took back Rob Van Dam and he still smokes pot.
Hell yeah! I mean,
Jeff Hardy's. Jeff was on some much harder things than pot. Jeff was on fucking somas and all this shit. So I mean, he was
on crazy shit.
Yeah, he was on a bunch of stuff. Pot should barely be classified as a drug, but it is definitely different. But no, and you know what? Vince wouldn't even need a ton of money to bring these guys over, because a lot of these guys that like Vince would be like, well, yeah, son, but you've never proved it in the big leagues. Ha 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 ha. Every single guy that you mentioned there, aside from, let's say, Angle, and probably AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, everybody on that list you could sign for probably, you probably get them for six figures. We're talking probably $100,000. Sign them for.
That's not much at all.
No, sign them for 3 years, and Angle, you're probably going to pay seven figures for, because he's been in the game for so long. AJ Styles, you're probably going to pay $500,000 for. Samoa Joe, you're probably going to pay $500,000 for. But still,
Hardy, I think Hardy's going to get a clean mill, because John Cena has a pretty ridiculous contract.
John, and I actually want to talk a little bit about WWE contracts, because I found a link here from November 2012 that shows like how much the fucking top guys in the business are making. And it's
surprisingly low, bro. Surprisingly low
compared to like other professional sports, but at the same time, it's still a lot of it's still a lot of money. It's
not that, dude. Nah, like. It depends on who you are. It's not a lot of money. Like, John Cena's guaranteed $2.78 million a year,
right, for
like 10 years. But like the cool part about that contract is his travel and his everything is accommodated for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like Randy Orton has something similar. He's like $1 million.
Yeah, I think he's like 1.6 or something like that. So like, yeah, the top guys are in your seven figures. I mean, now the dudes at the bottom of the fucking card are only making $70,000 a year, or less.
And but you're fucking your body up every night.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing.
No question.
You're fucking your body up, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure, without
I can
a
tell
doubt.
you from experience, it doesn't fucking feel good.
No, it's not. It's not fun.
You love it. Like, you love it, and you'll do crazy shit for the sport, and just because you like to hear people say "holy shit."
Well, exactly.
Like, I've been there, dude. I've been through a table. It hurts. People yell "holy shit," and the next day you can't really feel your arm, and it's a scary fucking thing.
No question about it at all.